Mumbo is on vacation. And since I'm a big fan of Mumbo, during his vacation, I have been watching some of his previous videos. While watching, it occurred to me that some of his contraptions could probably benefit from the new sculk sensors. So, I have taken 4 of my favorites and attached sculk sensors to them. I hope you enjoy the redesigns I came up with, and let's get started with the first one. So the first one we've got here is kind of a bit of an older one. Links to all of the original videos for these will be in the description and on screen. This also gets a bit loud when I open the door, so be aware of that. So, you can probably tell right away after that what this one is. This is the armor stand jump scare device. I went ahead and I redesigned it from the ground up. So all of this is me wiring it up. Some of the redstone is similar, but this was me figuring it out. I've got a waterlogged sculk sensor under the door that detects when the door opens and causes all of these shriekers to go off. And at the same time it does that, it also activates this line of redstone going into this target block that's connected to this piston that extends the slime block and fires the armor stand in spooky costume right at the person who just opened the door. And the wool here is necessary, or it will hear you coming and activate prematurely, so you can only install this in an area where you can make the wool kind of be part of the build. But you could build like a haunted house and stick this behind one of the doors to make whoever opens the door jump. This extra wool here is just to ensure that the next one doesn't cause it to go off. Speaking of the next one, let's go on to this. This is one that I followed a tutorial for. It's the Mumbo face store. But what I did was I added this system to make it able to use the sculk sensors and activate the opening of the door by detecting the player approaching. So this wool needs to be in these various formations where it'll hear the pistons of the door opening. But when we try to walk through, you will see that the door opens. And it'll also close behind us, too. And nothing breaks when it does that, either. So we walk this way. That'll open, and it'll stay open until we're out of range. So that definitely works. So what happens here is when that one hears it, it runs into this pulse lengthener that runs into this torch, which will unpower and cause the door to open. Same thing happens as when the other sensor hears you, it just runs through this line of redstone and activates the same circuit. Next we have a trap. So this was again built from a tutorial video, and it used to have a tripwire here. Tripwire hooks that activated it. I replaced the tripwire with a sculk sensor, of course. Encased it in wool so that it only goes off when you're standing right here in front of it. These diagonals do have to be wool or the trap goes off too early. And then the redstone just goes all the way up into here, which activates the redstone as normal. So if we walk on through here, you can see that those go off right when we're passing underneath. Moving on from that one, we have one just like the one that we started with, in that I took the idea from the video, but I did my own redstone in order to make it work. So this is a laser security system. When it is turned off, you can just walk through, make as much noise as you want, standing here. Nothing will happen, no matter what you do. We can walk right on in, we can access our valuable chest, and we can leave without anything happening. But when we turn the system on, now when we try to cross through, we set off an alarm, which I am going to turn off real quick just by punching that out. And so the way that this system works is, and we can see it a bit better when the system is off. These pistons retract out of the way of those blocks, which is what causes the beacon beams to turn off, because then it no longer has the necessary iron blocks as part of the beacon base to produce a beam. So that's one thing that happens when you have it off. The other thing that happens is these wool blocks get retracted out of the way, which disconnects these sensors from the output circuit here. I have it just running into a poorly made alarm system that if you send pulses through it too quickly, it will break. So I would recommend hooking it up to either a better alarm than that system or some sort of trap. But that's about all the time we have for today. So, I really hope you enjoyed this experimental video. And if you did, consider giving it a like. If you really loved it, consider subscribing. And, well, that's about it for me for today. My name is Public9, and so long till next time.